Good morning everyone, my name is Kairav Ryan Pradhan and I'm here to present a story. I'm usually here with my brother, but my brother has gone to hostel, so I feel really stupid. So, I hope you guys enjoy my story, and let me begin. Once upon a time, on a gloomy night of 19th February, there was a child named Jeff thrown out of the house. He was really scared and confused of why his parents threw him out. So he waited and waited, but nothing happened. And he thought it was all just a joke and his parents would come back. But they did not. And then a light came. He thought it was his parents, but then it came from the above. And it slowly started pulling him up. More, higher, 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 higher. And then suddenly he was in a UFO. He was surrounded with two aliens who thought that Jeff was his long lost child who was lost in the forest. So they took him home and then they raised him up as his own child. It was after 15 years, he was now 16, and then he saw a rather peculiar stone outside of his house. So he went outside and he checked it out, and then it suddenly started cracking, and a small piece fell out. He took it and examined it, but he just thought it was a small gem, so he put a thread on it and tied it around his neck. So the next day, his father said that he's going to teach him how to build a UFO. So he built it. It was very easy with the power tools and all. So they made this UFO and it was really nice. So the next day it was his birthday, so they had a surprise for him. They were going to Mars. No, they were going to Earth. So when they landed, they disguised themselves as humans, and they were spending the night in California. They finished the night, they ate food, they slept, and then very next morning, Jeff was really sick. They took him to the doctor and then they examined him and he got tuberculosis. He stayed there for a few days and then they had to go to Cuba. They took a flight to Cuba, and then the flight crashed and he broke his arm. So he got taken to the doctor, he got a cast, and then he went. And then he went to a restaurant to eat food, and then there he met his old parents. They remembered Jeff and they got jealous because he became so handsome. So they said they made up a lie saying that, hey, he's my child. We were playing hide and seek and then he suddenly I hid him, and then when we came back to him, he was not there. We called the police but they could not also find him. So we left him and we could never find him ever again. So then he was really confused on who to believe. So he thought and then he decided to stay with his real parents. He went to his home and he saw that they had a black cat in the house. He was not a cat person, he was a dog person, but he thought it was okay. So he was eating his food, and suddenly the black cat jumped out of the window, and then he got a shock, and he dropped his spoon, and then he bent down to pick the spoon up, and then the gem on his neck also fell down, and then he rubbed it to take out all the dust, and then it suddenly started glowing, and he saw his past, that his real parents had thrown him out of the window. He was so angry and sad, and he rushed out to find his parents, but he didn't. His parents had already gone. He was so sad. He started crying, but still he had to be strong. So he took a job as an ice cream seller, but he did not get enough money. So he became an accountant in a bank, and he got 10,000 Cubano peso a month. So after 8 months, he got enough money to buy all the stuff he needed to make an UFO. So he started. He made all the stuff necessary for the UFO. He made the UFO, but when he was about to take off, the UFO didn't start. He was so angry, and he had to start again. Many months later, he had finally finished the UFO, and he took off to Zyther, the home planet. He finally reached. He was so happy. He went to his parents and hugged them, and they lived happily ever after. The end.